Getting settled. Grabbing anything you might choose to sit on, use in your practice. It's a full moon today, so if there are any crystals or anything you want to pull out, feel free. We're going to begin seated, so whatever you need. You're having a hard time hearing me? I didn't grab my earphones, that's why. Can you hear me okay? Is it better? Good. Awesome. And I just trust the process because today's practice, we're gonna start going through our energy system, our chakra system, our subtle body over the next couple of weeks. And today we're gonna start with the very bottom, so the root chakra. And the root chakra is responsible for our feeling of belonging, our feeling of security, our right to be here, our right to show up and take up space. It's that spot. The actual nerve bundle is kind of located kind of like deep inside your pelvis, like your lowest part close to your tailbone. So that's actually the space we're talking about when we talk about the root chakra. And if you've done any work with grounding in your therapy work or any meditation, grounding kind of all comes from that space of the root chakra. So getting really grounded, really steady, breathing into your existence, noticing where you're at and your right to be here, to be exactly where you are. And if you've chosen to use the playlist, go ahead and start it in 3, 2, 1. We're just going to start with just noticing what it feels like to really be rooted and grounded. We're starting seated because of where that part is in our body. So as you're sitting on the mat, or if you're on a pillow like I've chosen to sit on, or a bolster or a blanket, just take a second to draw your awareness down to the lowest point of your spine, the part that's closest to the mat. And the color associated with the root chakra is red. So imagine kind of a red light or a red center kind of spinning at the base of your tailbone, your lowest part of your spine. We're going to take a couple sighs. So inhale through your nose and sigh it out. And every time, kind of feel it drop even lower. Inhale through your nose. And exhale, sigh it out. Inhale through your nose. And exhale, sigh it out. Feel a sense of heaviness, a sense of feeling like your body is being pulled down to the mat a little bit. And if you need to put your fingers on the mat to either side of you to really kind of support that feeling of being grounded, feel free. Just really notice the earth underneath you. And begin to notice that red swirling light at the base of your spine. Notice it moving through you. Notice if it moves through your limbs, or if it's mainly in your feet, or wherever it might be kind of flowing in your mind's eye. Notice where it's not flowing. Don't do anything about it, just notice. And we'll begin our Ujjayi breath that we talked a little bit about last week. So the sensation is that you inhale kind of like surprise, and you exhale like you're fogging a mirror. And you repeat, hearing the sound of the ocean. And perhaps you close your mouth and try to maintain that sensation. And continuing to breathe in and breathe out. This breath, this victorious breath, it's a warming breath. It's warming our body up. It's mixing with that red light. It's going to bring us exactly what we need for this practice, to be rooted and grounded and to know that you belong. And when you feel complete with that, come on up to standing. Just starting with getting our base underneath us. While the ideal stance might be 2 fists between your feet and the outside edges parallel, I want you to just take a second and see how that feels for you. If you need to be wider, if you need to be more narrow, to really feel the sensation of being rooted and grounded and steady. And pick up your toes and set them down. Pick up your heels and set them down. Rock a little bit side to side, and front and back. And maybe kind of move around a little bit in a little bit of a wobble dance as you just try to play around that center of gravity. You notice through this where you feel the steadiest. And starting from the bottom, we're going to work our way up as we awaken our body today. So left ankle, so putting some pressure on the right foot to bring your left ankle up, and just do some ankle circles. We're going to warm up all the parts of us that keep us grounded very slowly today. And then switch to the other side. Just starting to wake yourself up. Noticing that we're also kind of playing a little bit with balance as we do this. And coming back to center. And then maybe doing some movements that kind of wake your knee up a little bit. So kind of rotating that lower part of your leg only as much as feels good. And back the other direction. And switching to the other side. It's not feeling so good today. Noticing what's feeling good, what's not feeling good. Really starting to tune into what your body needs. And then picking up your left hip and maybe moving it out just a little bit, kind of like you're opening a gate. Just warming up the hip joints and switching to the other side. Doing however many you need to on whichever side. It's all about just awakening and listening to the body. Noticing maybe moving it around in a circle if that feels good to you. As we place our feet back down, just finding that center of gravity again. As we work our way up the body, I want to start with awareness kind of here in our lower belly. So the first thing that supports our spine in a lot of the moves that we do is a lock here. So kind of a supportive way of holding ourselves to protect our spine. So kind of imagine that your pelvis is kind of scooping up a little bit. So it brings your belly to spine ever so slightly, not in a way that you can't breathe, but just kind of scooping it up. It kind of, you notice, oh, maybe my chest is a little bit taller. And playing around with that for a couple of little scoops just to see what it feels like to bring your belly to spine or to have that sensation of upward movement. And then moving awareness up a little bit higher. So this is the true belly to spine. So while that's more of a scoop, this is more of I'm bringing my spine and my belly together to really support that feeling of being tall. Play around with that for a sec. And then bringing awareness even further up, our shoulders drop down our back. And our neck, see if you can see this, is tucked in ever so slightly, just to create, again, that channel of energy, making it unblocked and straight up our spine. So just a little teeny tiny scoop in. And then turning our palms out into mountain pose. Just stand here for a second and feel the sensation of being so firmly rooted and stacked and supported. And take a breath in and let it out. A breath in and let it out. And one more breath in and a breath out. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, twist to the left. Right arm comes in front, left arm comes to the back, looking backwards. Inhale, arms come back up, come to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. With arms up, gently go to the left on the exhale. Then inhale, center. To the right. Exhale. Inhale, center. Left, exhale. Inhale, center. Right, exhale. Inhale, center. Hands come down. Our shoulders to ears on the inhale. Exhale, round them back. Inhale, shoulder to ears. Exhale, round back. Inhale to ears. Exhale, back. Inhale, if you'd like, you can go forward if that feels good in your body. And exhale, coming down. If it doesn't feel good, just bring ears to or shoulders to ears and let them back down. Shoulders to ears. And just back down. Right hand comes up to our head and gently, very gently pulls right ear to right shoulder. Just a gentle stretch. Then exhale back to center. Left hand. And comes down. Right hand. Exhale. Inhale, center. Left hand. Inhale, center. One more. Exhale. Inhale, center. Left. Inhale, center. Look to the left. Exhale. Inhale, center. Look to the right. Exhale. Inhale, center. Left. Exhale. Inhale, center. Right. Exhale. Inhale, center. Take left hand out in front and use your right hand to just gently stretch your wrist out. You're kind of pulling your fingers back ever so slightly. And then bending forward and pulling down. And then up. Inhale, keeping your breath even here. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And shake it out. Right hand. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And shake it off. Take a second back in whatever standing posture you choose. It could be mountain, it could be a space of connection, it could be hands at heart. But take a second to just dip inward and check in with that sensation of that red light associated with your root chakra. And ask yourself, what do I need today in my practice? And whatever answer comes to mind, let that be your intention. That everything will be towards that purpose. And the intention I offer for us all is just to be here, to be present, no matter what's going on around you, where you've been today, what's going on inside of you. Just be present. And being present means listening to your body, doing what your body says to do, no more, no less. And sound is a really healing tool that we can use to support some of the work that we do in therapy, here in the yoga world. And the sound that's associated with the root chakra is LAM, L-A-M, with an ah sound. So where we might traditionally do an sound to kind of seal our intention, we're going to do 3 chants of the sound LAM. So it's going to sound like LAM. It kind of rolls and you feel that sensation even when you close your mouth for the M. So it might feel kind of weird, but I really just encourage you, even if you do it quietly, to feel the vibration. Maybe even make it a very low sound. Low. Really feel it deep in your core. So once you have your intention set, just take a second, breathe in. Low. Breathe in. Low. One last time. Breathe in. Wonderful. Coming to the top of your mat for just a couple of half salutations. Check your feet under you. That's the important part today. We just want to know where our feet are at. That's what we're focused on. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips, belly comes to thighs, bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hinge at the hips, belly to spine, come to rise. Exhale, back to starting. Beautiful. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hinge at the hips, come to rise. And exhale, back to starting. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, belly to spine, hinge at the hips, come up to rise. And exhale, back to starting. Beautiful. Facing forward are a couple of quick moon salutations because it's the full moon, y'all. There's a lot of fiery energy around this one. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, step wide for a star. Inhale, goalposts. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, star. Turn the left foot forward on your exhale, keeping the right foot perpendicular for warrior two. Exhale. And just breathe here for a second. Inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Reverse warrior. And exhale, back to warrior two. Turn back to the star. Inhale. And exhale, goddess. Inhale, star. Exhale, feet step together, arms come up. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Step right foot out into another star. Exhale. Inhale, goalposts. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, star. Right foot points towards warrior two. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down, right comes up. Inhale, back to warrior two. Turning back to our star. Inhale, goalpost. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, star. And exhale, step back together. Changing it up and making this a little slower. We're going to kind of flow with whatever that grounding energy wants us to do. So take a second, check in with your feet, really get in tune with that red light again. Notice what you're feeling. Do you feel more grounded, less grounded, heavier, lighter? You feel your feet really firmly underneath you, still feeling a little bit untethered. Just notice. Take a second to revisit your intention. My dog is not loving today's practice. I'm guessing it's the full moon. So starting back at where we started for our moon salutation. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale out to star. Inhale, goalpost. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, star. Left foot turns out, warrior two. Just take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down, left hand comes up, reverse warrior. And inhale back to warrior two. Turning back forward to our star on the inhale. Exhale. So take a breath here, we'll get synced up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, goalpost. There we go. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, star. Stepping together towards the left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale to star. Inhale, goalposts. Exhale into goddess. Inhale, star. Right foot points forward, warrior two. Take a breath here. Inhale and exhale. Left hand comes back, right comes up. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, star. Inhale, goalpost. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, star. And step together, place of connection. Again, just noticing that red light, feeling especially the center of it, far down at the base of your spine. Just noticing what it's telling you, if anything, or just any sensations it's bringing up. Just noticing and breathing. Beautiful. And to continue practicing some of these grounding postures, we're going to come into a warrior one. So facing one side of your mat, left foot is going to be forward. Right foot is not quite perpendicular. It's more diagonal, like it's pointing to that top corner. This is the difference between warrior one and warrior two. Still bending into that front knee. So widening or shortening your stance to really feel solid. And check your hips. We don't want to be faced this way. We want to be faced towards that front toe. So just kind of notice where your hips are, how that feels in your body. If you need to widen your stance a bit or shorten it or make it a little bit steadier this way. And when that feels good, inhale, arms come up. And exhale, bring them back to your hips. Inhale, they come up. And exhale back down to your hips. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale to your hips. And pulling your feet to the front, so kind of walking them over so that we're in our Wonder Woman pose. The center of your mat, just roll your shoulders back, feeling really powerful. Taking a breath in and sighing it out. And a breath in and sigh it out. One more inhale. Beautiful. Walking your feet over in the other direction. So right foot is forward, left foot is at that 45-degree angle. Widen it till you feel steady. Check your hips and see what you need to pull them towards that front foot. Bending your front knee ever so slightly. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale to hips. Inhale, arms come up. Really feeling that energy coming from your from the ground to your hips. Inhale, arms come up, pulling even more energy up through your feet. And exhale back to your hips. Paralleling the feet back to our Wonder Woman pose. And this time the option of, if you would like, arms can come up and bend at the hips, forward fold, only if you'd like to take a forward fold. And if you do, I would really encourage you, if you got a block or something, to just grab it to really help you to feel as steady as possible. Just noticing, again, everything feels grounded here. Your hands are somewhere, they're on something, whether it's the floor or a block or your hips. Your feet are firmly grounded, pulling energy up and breathing out as you relax even more into the forward fold. And perhaps you want to maybe even clasp your hands behind your back if that feels right. Anything else to help you feel really connected and steady. When that feels complete, hands on the hips, belly to spine. We use that to pull us up into hinge. That was the importance of that. And step together, space of connection. Just checking in, noticing your heart rate, noticing that feeling of energy. Has it come further up your spine? Is it warming you? Does it feel more alive? Just notice whatever's going on with it. And two more things before we bring it down to the ground. So the first thing that we're going to try is inhale, arms up. Exhale, sink back into a chair pose. Inhale, come up. Exhale, chair. Really feeling incredibly steady here. Don't go too deep down if you don't feel steady. Inhale up and exhale one more time. Really feeling your feet firmly on the ground. Coming back to starting. And gently shift some weight over onto your right foot so that your left foot starts to come up. And you may choose to leave it there, or you may choose to wrap it around your right leg and try to balance. It's kind of a different type of tree. It's called eagle. And if you're struggling to balance here, come up a little bit straighter. If you'd like a little more of a challenge, you can bend a little bit more into that knee. And when that feels complete, unwinding and shaking it out. And this time, moving over to the left foot ever so slightly, picking that right foot up. You can hang out here if you want to, or if your balance needs you to. Getting really firm on that left foot. And then maybe crossing the right leg over the left. Whew. You might find one side steadier than the other. Just notice that. Don't judge it. Just notice what's going on. What parts of you feel steadier and more grounded than other parts of you? That feels complete. Coming back to standing, dancing it out, tapping it out. Just checking in with yourself. Again, noticing what's going on. Maybe even say your name. What's going on, Amanda? What am I feeling? What am I needing? Are there any judgments going on about where I'm more grounded or less grounded? Now, again, putting weight a little bit on the right foot, bringing the left foot up into tree. You can come to the ankle, this is tree. You can come to the calf, this is tree. You can come to the thigh, this is tree. Do not come to your knee. So pick a place that feels good to you and you want to play with today. And get kind of steady. Feel the opposing forces. How our right steady foot and our left bent foot support one another to create that feeling of steadiness. Kind of push against each other. And if you'd like to, feel free to grow your tree. Maybe that makes you topple over, and that's okay. Just come right back to it. It's the beauty of grounding. We can always come back to our base. And then coming back down, shaking it out a little bit. And again, shifting weight over into the left side. Right foot comes up a little bit. Again, ankle, calf, thigh, whatever works for you. But really feeling your right and left channels of energy pushing against one another to create this feeling of upward movement, that this is my base. And you can grow your tree if you'd like. Embrace the wobble if that's what's going on for you. And that feels complete. Shaking it out. And I'd like to invite you, and only if you'd like to, try a little bit of bioenergetic grounding. So it's another technique for kind of finding our footing, like all of these things are teaching us to do, and balancing out some of that energy. So how you do it is you just kind of stomp around at first. So if you live in an apartment, this might be kind of weird for people underneath you, but just really stomping it out, like feeling that pressure going into the ground. Feeling yourself firmly planting every bit of you on the left and then the right. You're kind of feeling some tingling or some sensation in your feet, perhaps. Your lower half, you're really feeling it. This is what it's like to just be really anchored and rooted. And now, hands will come up with palms facing down. So the whole goal with grounding energy is to really push our energy down into the ground, to find our root, to find our space. So we're going to just bend our knees ever so slightly until it feels like there's a little extra weight down there in our feet. And then lower down just a little bit more and up to where we started, where they're not quite straight, and down and up. And do this to the rhythm of your own breath. So exhale, inhale, or maybe it's inhale for you and exhale up. Wherever you're at, just following your breath. And getting it so it's almost like you're doing a really slow bounce. Never quite coming straight up, never going down too much. If this is hurting knees or hips, I would encourage you to use your hands. Stay in one place and really use your hands to push the energy slowly down to the ground and up. And find this balance where you kind of feel a sensation of that energy coming out of you, being pushed down to the ground. Slow it down until you can find it. Might feel like an imaginary basketball or weight that you're slowly pushing down, whatever it is for you. Perhaps you even notice some of that red light being pushed further down. The heaviness of your lightness, pushing the world away. Perhaps you feel it more in your feet or more in your hands, more in your core. Don't judge any of that. Just notice what you're feeling, where you're feeling it, and that sensation of energy going down to the ground. If you're like me at this point, my hands feel kind of hot and tingly. It's a good thing. This means you're kind of connecting with that energy. And slow it down even more if you need to really kind of feel. And then after your next couple of breaths, just come to a stillness, a steadiness, keeping your hands where they are, tuning your attention into your hands and your feet. Just noticing what you feel there. What kind of energetic presence are you noticing? What does it feel like? What's the quality? How rooted, how anchored do you feel right now? And then use your breath to even push that further down into the ground. And when that feels complete, I'll invite you to just come all the way down to the ground, however you want to get there. Coming down onto your seat. And this would be a good place if you have a pillow or a bolster and you'd like to sit on it to help you. Go ahead. I'm going to sit on mine for sure, because sometimes it's hard to really get into some of these kinds of stretches because some of us just aren't built like that. I'm not really, and some of us are inflexible, me. So whatever you need to kind of get just a little bit more into it maybe. And feet come together. So I don't know if you can see that. So the pads in my feet are coming together, and they might be out here. That might be what I have today. That's okay. They might be way in here. That's okay too. But just taking a second to kind of rock around and finding that place of grounding that we saw at the beginning of our practice. Finding that center spot, just like we did with our feet. Finding that place where it feels really grounded and balanced. And when you have it, rolling your shoulders back, growing really tall on the inhale. And exhale, just leaning forward, just however much as you got. I'm extremely tight, so this is all I have today, and that's okay. And inhale back to neutral. And exhale a little bit further maybe, or maybe right back to where you were. And inhale neutral. One last time. Exhale. And inhale, neutral. Right leg comes out straight. Left leg stays in wherever it was, wherever feels comfortable. Just the pillow as you need to really support your feeling of being grounded. And right hand is going to be on right shin. Inhale, left hand up, and exhale, kind of twist a little bit towards that right leg, folding forward however much you feel comfortable doing. And inhale and exhale a couple times here. Coming back to center on an inhale. And switching legs. Again, left hand on left shin. Inhale, arm comes up. And exhale, twisting towards that left leg. A couple of inhales and exhales as feels good to you here. Coming up on the inhale of your choice. And both legs in front of you. So feet are going to be flexed a little bit, just to create some more engagement. Really remembering some of those locks to create some stability in our spine. And just sit here and breathe. Feeling rooted, feeling grounded, feeling connected. And coming all the way back down on your next exhale. With knees bent. You can have your yoga block ready if you would like to take a restorative pose and bridge. Just a heads up. Inhale, arms come up and hips come up, rainbowing the arms. And exhale down. Really pushing all that energy back into your mat. Inhale, they come up. Exhale, pushing energy down. Inhale up. Exhale, pushing all the energy down into the ground. And if you choose, inhale up one more time to put the block under your sacrum or a pillow or just hanging out there. If it's in your practice and you would like to take wheel, you certainly can. But just releasing for a second. If you're struggling to maintain that feeling of connectedness and groundedness, really pushing your palms into the ground. Imagining pushing your feet into the ground. You're simultaneously relaxed and very firmly rooted. One more breath. Removing your bolster or block. Hugging your knees into chest. And just rocking around for a second. Maintaining that feeling of groundedness even on your back, even as you rock around and feel parts of it picking up from the mat. And using some of your momentum, if you choose, to rock up to seated, or just come to your side and come up to seated one last time. And let's see, what's the best way to see me on this? So left leg is going to stay out. Right leg is going to cross over. You can certainly stop here, and this is great. You may choose to take your left hand and or your left elbow and bring it over your right knee and kind of twist around a little bit. Just creating a little bit of that twisting sensation, yeah. And coming back to center. And then left leg crosses over. Right elbow helps you twist a little bit around if that feels good in your body. Coming back to center. Coming back down as we prepare for Shavasana. I want you to really envision taking up all the space around you. If you have something beside you need to knock out of the way, just throw it over there. Like creating so much space, because that's what grounding is all about. I'm here. I belong here. I'm safe here. I'm showing up for myself, for the world maybe. And to do that, I need to take up my space. And again, as always, as we prepare for Shavasana, if you need something to make you comfy right now, grab it. It's all about taking care of you. But tune inward before we dip into there to that space where our first chakra is, that red light, that feeling, that sensation you've become aware of through this practice. And just notice what it's doing, where it's going, where it's gone, what you might need around it. And once that's clear in your mind, I'll invite you the opportunity, if you would like, to take kind of some paradoxical muscle stretching here, just to grab up anything else that you need to really leave in the mat and to fully ground you in this moment. Just grab it up and tense it in your body. And exhale, release it. Let your eyes gently close as you float into Shavasana. And staying in the place where you're at, but starting to bring ever so slightly more awareness into your body. Really invite you to stay here as we move into our meditation in this space of just expansiveness and groundedness. Start to bring your awareness to that space, the base of your spine, your first chakra. And just notice that red light. Notice it spinning like a wheel. Maybe it's spinning slowly, maybe it's spinning fast, maybe it's bright, maybe it's dull. Just noticing whatever's going on with your red light. And breathing in and then exhaling, pushing some of that red light through all parts of your body. And inhaling in and exhale, pushing that through your body again. Noticing it moving through your hands, your feet, your head, everything. Up and down your channel of energy, giving your body what it needs. Inhaling and one final exhale to really just dust off anything keeping your red light from being bright, vibrant, from this wheel of light, from spinning as it should, as you need it to. Not the shoulds of the world, but the intention of your own body system, the intention that your higher power gave you. Noticing anything that's keeping you from letting this part of your energy ground you on any given day. Whatever's been holding it back from doing its thing, whatever's been holding you back from fully connecting with it or receiving. Notice what that is. Inhale and blow that away. And you start to notice the red light of the chakra starting to kind of meld and mix with the white light that flows through all of our channels. That is our connection to our higher power, to our source, to our strength. And you begin to have the awareness that this red light is part of the white light, it's part of what makes it up. As we go through this journey of the chakras and the different systems, all of it creates this divine white light that keeps you connected, keeps you working your recovery. Now that your red light is spinning and shining like it should, and the white light is flowing through you, I invite you to move your fingers and toes, rolling over onto your right side or your left side if you choose, if you have some heart difficulties or are pregnant. Just taking a second in the fetal position just to start to come back into your body. This rebirth that'll happen after each exploration of the chakras as we come back into alignment with what your purpose and your intentions are. Coming up to seated only when you're ready. Taking a moment again to feel grounded on your seat under you. Slowly coming back to the room. Perhaps you choose to bring your hands over eyes, slowly letting the light filter in until you're present. And inhale, arms up. Exhale to heart center. The light in me bows with deep, deep gratitude to the light in each and every one of you. We are one. Namaste.